If you don't call this support, I don't know what to call it then. What it do? What it do? It's your boy Pete, and I'm back, man. This here's another episode of Kicking It with Pete. I got my boy B.Woods in here with me, man. Say what's up to the people one time, man.
What's going on, folks? What's everybody up to these days?
Man, so you know what I'm saying? What a lot of folks may not know, man. My boy, he actually has a gun cleaning service, you know what I'm saying? A gun cleaning service, and he also does armed security and everything, man. So, you know what I'm saying? So he coming through and kicking it with me today, man. And we go really just chop it up and just really kind of, talk about, you know what I'm saying, gun knowledge. Like, you know what I'm saying, the different things about gun knowledge and you know what I'm saying, the importance of, you know what I'm saying, keeping your gun clean and he go tell us about a few of the laws that can help you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before we started this, he said that he go tell y'all some stuff that may, you know what I'm saying, that'll be able to help y'all, man. So first off, man, what made you know what I'm saying? Like what made you want to get off into this?
This the nerd in it. It's really the nerd in me, like, cause I grew up playing like first person shooters, so like Battlefield, Call of Duty, Halo, all of that was the reasons why I got into guns. Really, like I had to really mature though. If I was gonna get into guns, because guns is it's a very tricky business. First off, just being a gun owner, especially depending on where you live. But we gonna get into more of that later on. But yeah, being a gun owner, it's a whole plethora of knowledge that you wouldn't think could literally affect the way that you live, but it really does, though.
Yeah, it definitely does. Now let me ask you this, man. You say that you had to mature. Like what do you mean when you say that you had to mature? Like what were some things that you was once doing, but once you saw, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, I'm finna, be into, cleaning guns, you know what I'm saying, being an armed security guard and all that. And if I recall, you even tried out for the police force and everything. So like when it comes to maturity, what are some things that what do you mean by that part?
So when I say maturing, I had to get rid of I had to separate reality from fiction. So like I said, I grew up playing first person shooters. So like Call of Duty, a lot of people won't admit this, but games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, those things have a lot of negative inclinations on how guns act in the real world. So like I had to grow out of that nonsense in order to like understand true knowledge of guns, because a lot of what people see in like these video games, they just tie that into real life, and a lot of times these folks be getting in trouble that way. So I had to. There was actually a period where I hadn't played any type of first person shooters before I had even gotten my CPL and my first gun. I hadn't played any first person shooters probably for 6 months leading up to when I first
So
got my CPL.
so you feel like, so you kind of feel like that, you know what I'm saying? Like at that time, like you kind of feel like that the game kind of had like a control, like a control over you, or like giving you the impression that certain guns can do this, but you know what I'm saying, once you get in a real life situation with them, that's not what that gun actually can do. It's just what the video game named it, kind of thing.
Bro, you hit the nail right on the head, bro. That's
Okay.
exactly what it does.
Okay. That made, you know what I'm saying, that makes sense, and a lot of people don't, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people don't be getting that, like you say, you know what I'm saying, you play a video game, you get an automatic shotgun, and your player just really walking and running shooting an automatic shotgun. You try to do
Right.
that, yeah, you try to do that in real life, in reality, you know what I'm saying, you fuck around, shoot that gun, and that bitch may just even backfire just because you trying to run, and then the kickback just off of how that bitch done kicked and everything.
Right. It's just ridiculous. Now, one thing I will give credit to video games, specifically like Call of Duty, over the years, they've begun making their games more realistic. So like certain shooting aspects, like recoil control, all that type, where you're aiming, I will admit they did start nailing the hammer on the nail on the head and making it more realistic to real life. But even still, there's still some negative connotations that video games have projected as far as shooting and owning guns.
Okay. Okay. See, man, when you say that though, I never really like thought of it too much like that. And for you to, you know what I'm saying, sit here and say like you knew that the video games was fucking with you, giving you a fucked up perception of it and everything, and you had to get your mind frame all the way right and really learn everything in order for you to be able to actually own these guns. What was it like, you know what I'm saying, during that process? Like was it certain guns you was taking to the gun range, you know what I'm saying, trying out at that point? Or like what was the process once you matured and feel like, okay, pretty much what I'm trying to ask, once you matured and was like, okay, you know what, I'm comfortable enough, I'm finna go ahead, you know what I'm saying, and take the next step and go buy my first one and actually learn how to use do in real life. When did you know that you found the confidence to do it?
Pretty much when I started, when I first started, I pretty much started when I started looking up on YouTube exactly how these firearms operate and what they're capable of doing. Like at the end of the day, like these are absolutely tools of destruction. Like these are meant to cause physical harm. So I think the way I started was first thing I did was started reading up on firearms safety, discharge, all of that. So just the bare basics, just to get an understanding of how guns operate and how they are designed. Once I got through about 5 chapters of this book, I was reading. I can't remember the name of the book. I'm pretty sure I got it at home somewhere. But after I got 5 chapters in, I decided, you know what? Now that I have a basic understanding of how firearms work, let me go to a gun range and see firsthand in real life. So I went to Williams and I rented a shotgun, I rented an AR-15, and I rented a pistol.
Pretty
Started with
much.
this.
Hey, hold on. I don't want to cut you off. Pretty much the Call of Duty starter pack.
Exactly. Call of Duty starter pack. Yeah. So I rented a gun, one gun from like the first 3 basic classes. So I shot the pistol first, and I believe the first pistol that I shot was a military 1911. So, and that was chambered in 45. So the recoil on those, it was crazy, and that was my first time shooting 45 ACP. So then I shot a couple rounds out of the AR-15. Smooth platform. Like if you can shoot an AR-15, you can shoot almost any gun point blank. That's an actual fact. Wasn't until I stepped up to the 12 gauge that I rented, and I realized, oh, this is in a class of its own. Like the shotgun almost took my shoulder off. Like no lie.
Man, yeah,
And it
I
was
believe it.
and it was just because of how I was shouldering it. Like I literally had like the butt of the shotgun like digging right here. And so when
Yeah,
I
because
pulled
at
that
that
trigger,
point you really ain't had a knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You really ain't
yeah,
had a knowledge at that point because you say that was your first time going, right?
yeah, that was my first time hitting the range.
Okay. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, for people, so let's walk it down. We right here at the beginning. So is that something that you would recommend to, like, you know what I'm saying, people that, you know what I'm saying, out there that's trying to, you know what I'm saying, get off into, you know what I'm saying, the field that you do?
Absolutely 100%. I would recommend, if you are going to go into the field of self-defense just in general, whether it's armed security, home defense, shadow security, any type of defense, you absolutely need to go to a range to get a clear understanding of what you're going to pick for your carry gun and how it operates. Because a lot of guys that I see that's doing security, they just go, well, I'll just give me a Glock 19, Glock 17, Glock 22, 21, all that. You know, not against Glocks, but you know, Glock's overrated as fuck to me. You know,
Okay.
Plus I hate the cultural standing behind Glock. Like every time I see somebody carrying a Glock, 7 times out of 10 they look just like me, blackballed and just wearing security, and it gets on my nerves, honestly. Like, bro, There's literally other companies of guns that are as good or even better than Glock. Like, come on. And
Okay,
that's coming from and
so
that's
you
coming
don't.
from yeah, and that's coming from somebody that owns 2 Glocks, by the way.
Okay, okay. So so once you got to that and started, you know what I'm saying, getting the knowledge of it and everything, it's like, cause like man, like you say, like man, it's crazy because it's like man, we went to school together. It's like I knew you was off into the video games, but it's like I never would have expected, to be this, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, I never would have expected to be this. It's kind of interesting, like especially like how you breaking it, you know what I'm saying, how you breaking it down, because you know what I'm saying, you always been a person that read, you always been a person that did research, so you know what I'm saying, you always knew how to go out and just, you know what I'm saying, seek the knowledge. So it's like once you got the knowledge, what, you know what I'm saying, what was the next step to where you decided like, yo, you know what, I want to get off into, you know what I'm saying, the armed security, you know what I'm saying, just the you know what I'm saying, safety, just pretty much the safety in everything, and the defense in everything, and like what was the process like with that? Was it, you know what I'm saying, like is it special, was it special classes that you had to take, or like what was your process of it? How did you do it?
So my process when I first started just doing security, I started literally like just towards end of my senior year. I was doing security for almost all of the icebreakers throughout Michigan. So like CMU, Grambling State, all these colleges that was having their little parties and everything, even the frat
Uh-huh.
parties. I was doing security for them. So up until
Yeah, I mean, you
about
said your senior year in high school
yeah,
or
it was about toward
college?
yeah, no, it was towards senior year of high school that I
Okay.
started doing the security. So yeah, I've been doing security for well over 10 years now. But as far as armed security, I've been doing that since 2018. But so my process was a little bit different. So I started doing just standard security. I wasn't carrying no guns, no mace, handcuffs, none of that. So once I started doing club security and seeing how certain folks operate, I thought to myself, you know what? Let me start reading up on this, because you know what? I don't want to be the victim. I want to be the guy that's able to walk away and make sure that I'm covered. So
Right.
that was really my process of getting into guns. Plus, with all the political stuff that happened with the with the police shootings and all that, I just finally decided to myself, you know what? You either predator or prey, and I refused to be prey. It was just that. It was just that. But I couldn't. But I also had to get out of this mindset that not everyone that you come across is your enemy, but at the same time, not everybody you come across is your friend.
Right.
So
So like when it comes to, like, you know what I'm saying, the gun laws and all that, and we in Michigan, Michigan is like a open, you know what I'm saying, an open carry state. But like being that it still is an open carry state, you know what I'm saying, some people may not know the actual do's and don'ts still. Is it something that you can kind of, you know what I'm saying, like tell people on that end of everything?
yeah, absolutely. To a degree, again, there's a lot of stuff people think that they're doing right in the eyes of the law. You are guilty of a 5-year felony. Like a lot of people would be getting stuff misconstrued. Like gun laws can change at the drop of a dime, and we could not know about it. Like literally, they be changing that quick. Like one example I'll give you right quick. So some years ago, I believe it was like 2013, group of gun developers developed the pistol brace, and the sole purpose of that pistol brace was supposed to be strictly for one-armed soldiers so that they could hold their AR-15 like that, their AR-15s pistols. Let me be clear on that. So that specific item got tied up in so much gun litigation that before ATF ruled you couldn't shoulder a pistol brace, because pistol braces is basically a stock. Like it's basically a stock. Like, call it whatever you want to call it. It's a stock. So then the ATF changed their ruling and said, okay, you can shoulder them. So now just got word that the ATF is now looking to repeal that notion, making pistol braces illegal. Well, no, not illegal. They're thinking of labeling them as pretty much what they are, stocks. But that one rule changing alone can turn a lot of people, including myself, who owns an AR-15 pistol, into a felon just overnight if it passes.
Wow. So it's like if that law was to pass, like what is it? What is it that y'all have to do? Y'all just have to take it off y'all gun, or like how that go?
Literally two choices. Either take it, well, actually, three if you want to think about it. Choice one, take it off your gun. You just leave it off your AR pistol. Choice two, pay a $200 tax stamp to convert it into a NFA item. And then there's always a choice three, go to jail. So yeah, it's
Okay.
it's
See,
it,
man,
and it,
I'm
yeah,
learning something, man.
yeah,
Like that's crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, gun laws be changing, and we don't be hearing about it unless somebody that's actually in the ATF or the NRA.
So how do you? So are you part of the NRA?
I personally am not a part of the NRA
Okay.
because for the simple reason, the you remember the Philando Castile case, right?
Yeah.
So that case specifically made me not ever want to go into the NRA because that one case, the NRA should have absolutely backed Philando Castile, and they were completely quiet on that subject. And so I was like, you know what? NRA is not for me.
So do you have your? So you do got your CPL, right?
Oh yeah, I absolutely have a CPL.
Okay, so who did you? So since you didn't go, cause see, this is the thing. I like that's all I say. Some of this is new to me too. Cause like I know some people may know, but some people may not know. Like outside of the NRA, who else is it that you can what I'm saying get your CPL through?
So outside of the NRA, you can actually get your CPL through people that just train on guns in general. And actually, no, let me say that. Let me say that. Let me retract that. You can get your CPL through qualified teachers. So just a couple of names that I'm gonna throw out. My good friend Sage Fountain that I been friends with for the longest, and my buddy Marquand McQueen. Both of them are gun instructors. They are legal gun instructors. So you can take the class through them, and they'll give you a certificate that just lets you know that, hey, you took this class. We hereby certify that you are eligible to get a concealed pistol license. So what you would do then is you would take that certificate to the county jail, to the sheriff's department, where you got to get fingerprinted and all that.
Right.
And then you also got to pay them to get fingerprinted, and then your CPL will come in the mail in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So
See, yeah, like I always thought that it always had to go through the NRA. So see, you know what I'm saying? Like that's something
no,
new. That's something new to me too.
yeah,
So
no. So the NRA is specifically pretty much a gun activist group. Like they're the first ones. If they're the first ones on the front line, if someone that uses their gun in a self defense situation, they're the ones that you're gonna see the most from. But like with
okay.
cases like Philando Castile, where obviously the man killed was a black man, they tend to stay away from cases like that because of the political connotations involved in that. Like we'd already seen this happen before with Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice at the hands of police or vigilante police. So
That's
that
true.
yeah.
So okay, so that makes sense. So once you did that, you know what I'm saying? It's like once you did that, you finally realized like, okay, I'm gonna be out here in these establishments, you know what I'm saying? So I may need to go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Get my CPL, you know what I'm saying? Become an armed security guard. Like what do you what What am I really trying? I really don't know what I'm trying to say right now. Like I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. Like we kicking it, man. Like look, like that's what they'll get, man. It's kicking it with me, man. And we kicking it, man. I lost my thoughts, but nah, it's like once you did that, you know what I'm saying? Like once you did that, like what made you kind of like want to just keep, you know what I'm saying, just keep going with it once you realize like, oh, okay, I need to do this. Like what's the motivation behind it?
The motivation for me is getting as many people, no matter what race, getting as many people armed and ready to protect themselves, point blank. Because a knife is only gonna hold you for so
So you
long.
do training too?
I currently don't do training. I'm not
Okay.
qualified to properly train somebody, but I can train some. I can train somebody enough to where they're able to defend themselves. But as
Okay.
far as a legal trainer, I'm not necessarily a legal trainer. Now, gun cleaner, absolutely,
Okay. So you are a certified gun cleaner.
yes.
So let me ask you this: like, what made you want to, you know what I'm saying, get off into that? Like what do it really take to be like, you know what I'm saying, a certified gun cleaner for real? Like how do you know like, yo, I should clean this gun or like I shouldn't clean this gun? Or like how do that go? Do you gotta send in you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like how do that go? What's the process of that?
So for most companies, when they hire certified gun cleaners, they'll expect that you have just the general knowledge of firearms. So if you're able to break down like a standard pistol, like let's say a Glock 17, you can break down a Glock 17, a standard AR-15. Most companies will just bring you on board like we got you, we need you. So with gun cleaning, you have to have a thorough knowledge of like your gun's externals and your internals, because not every gun is built the same, and a lot of people fail to realize that. So like let's say somebody brings me a sig 226, just specifics, and then they come back with a Glock 17. They're gonna look at me funny if they see that I can clean this sig 226 with ease, but I can't clean a Glock 17 with ease. So to be a certified gun cleaner, you got to have a good knowledge of how to break down and put together these firearms.
So
You know,
so is
and
it an actual certificate for it or like you or is that a self-proclaimed title?
you know, in some states it's a self-proclaimed title. For me, it's self-proclaimed because I have a vast knowledge of how to break down
Okay.
firearms. But at the same time, there's also YouTube. So whatever gun you carry for every day, you can look up how to break it down piece by piece by piece. But because I'm so qualified and I've broken down so many different types and brands of firearms, most of the times a gun comes across my way, I don't even need YouTube to break it down. Like it's already up here. I done broke it down that many times that I don't need YouTube to break it down.
Man, that's crazy. So you done been like employed by like gun stores and all that you say?
I've worked a couple gun stores, not here in Michigan per se. I've worked a couple out of state, just for a couple of months, just for a couple of days though, because them gun stores that I worked at, it was belonged to some buddies of mine that just needed some quick help.
Okay. Okay, that's what's up, man. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like, but what really like damn, like what really made this is interesting though, because it's like I still really want to know like what really made you besides the video games and all that, like what really made you be like, man, this is what this is what I'm gonna do. Like,
Oh, shoot. You know, I will say this though. When I first got into guns, the one person I didn't tell was my old man, because of how I was before we met in high school and middle school. I was wild as hell when I was a kid. So my pops, he wasn't once he saw me playing first person shooters and he saw how crazy I was getting, he was like, "Yeah, let me go ahead and take these games from you right quick. You don't need to be playing that." But then I realized a lot of times, a lot of games that we grew up playing that
yeah,
was first shooters, they changed some elements in their video games so that blood and gore and all that type of nonsense. I'll give an example. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade games that we grew up playing. So just that alone, they fought the Foot Clan. The Foot Clan was a bunch of robots because they wanted Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be for kids. So if you show a show of turtles killing regular human beings, of course that's going to raise the ratings up, and so parents ain't going to let their kids watch that no more. So
Right.
that's why they switched the Foot Clan over to robots instead of humans before they first started airing them. A lot of people did not know that.
Oh wow. So I ain't know that either, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah,
Yep.
that
Same with I believe it was same with Mortal Kombat. When the first Mortal Kombat came out, it came out on the I believe I can't remember which system it came out on, but when it ported over to the Super Nintendo, Nintendo straight up told Mortal Kombat, look, you want to port this game over to our system, you got to take off all fatalities in the blood, because we can't have that, because it's Nintendo. It's a kid friendly
right,
company,
yeah. Yeah.
So you can't
Yeah.
have blood on Super Nintendo, on the Nintendo line. So that's why, yeah. So if you go and fire up Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat, you ain't gonna get no fatalities and none of that. So, and one of
That's
the fatality actually started that was Sub-Zero's, when he took you by your neck and ripped it up and your whole spine came out. That's really what started the video game rating system right there. That
see,
specific game.
that's crazy, man. Look, we getting gun knowledge and some video game knowledge, man. Cause I ain't even know that. So like, man, if a person wanted to really like you know what I'm saying, go through the process of, like, you know what I'm saying, being an armed security guard and everything, like, is it special classes and anything that you got to take? Like, is it certain techniques that you need to use before you start doing that? And then just even like, what's the different levels of the jobs? Like, man, because I know it's like different levels. Like some jobs may, you know what I'm saying, require higher precautions just because of the status of the person, you know what I'm saying? So like, how do all that go?
So to be an armed security guard, you necessarily don't need any like qualifications or like special training. However, I do recommend, if you're going to get into the armed security business specifically, absolutely take some self-defense training classes, some self-defense gun classes also. Because like I said, I came into the game doing just strictly clubs and parties and all that. So it was a different process for me. I never did go to any like special trainings outside of the only one I did took out in Lansing, but that was a couple of years ago. But other than that, no, when it comes to armed security, I advise everybody go through all types of self-defense classes before you even think about getting into armed security, because location will dictate, number one, the loadout that you have to bring and how you have to react. Me being who I am, I change my loadout depending on where I'm doing security. If I'm doing security
Okay.
here in Flint, of course I'm bringing out some heavy shit because I know how motherfuckers is.
Right.
But if I'm in like Lansing, where it's generally white people that I'm gonna see, I'll probably bring a sidearm and probably maybe three more mags of pistol ammunition, and won't even think to bring my AR rifle.
Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much when it comes, so pretty much when it comes to which guns that you go bring with the armed security is kind of just based, you know what I'm saying, based off, like, you know what I'm saying, the location pretty much.
Location and event that you're going to. So if you're going to, like, if you're doing security for like a bar and they still want you to be armed, you still got to take into account, you still got to follow federal law. And federal law says you can't bring any firearm into an establishment that sells alcohol whatsoever. So that your gun got to stay in the car, unfortunately. But if it's like an outdoor event, probably won't have to worry about that, since it'll probably most likely be on private property. But if it's in an established building, like let's say Applebee's, that gun got to stay in the car.
Okay. So see, I never, as I knew that, but I think some people never really knew that because I done saw like I done been out to restaurants and you still see some people inside the restaurants like gun, you know what I'm saying, gun poking out and all that. So it's
Yeah,
like,
it's and no, that's just and that's some people just saying like, what you gonna do? Take it from me? I'd like to see you try. And of course nobody's gonna try to tell these folks, nah, you can't bring your gun into my establishment. Like nobody's really gonna try to do that. Like, but under legal precedents, people need to also remember that a place of establishment can deny you service if you are not following their rules.
yeah, that's
Like,
true too.
like it is what it is. So if they tell you got to take your gun back to the car, hey, you got to take your gun back to the car. You got to leave the premises, buddy.
That's true too. So let me ask you this, man. Like doing this, like what's like tell the people that may want to get off into this and you know what I'm saying, just far as like, you know what I'm saying, the knowledge. We said that we was gonna call this episode gun knowledge, man. We probably just go call this gun knowledge and you know what I'm saying, self self defense, and shit, armed security, man. Cause like man, you really been, you know what I'm saying? Like cause that's really what we've been touching on, and that's everything that you really been telling them and all that. So it's like, man, what's some of the most craziest scenarios? One thing I can say before we even get into like one of your some of your craziest scenarios you've been in with this shit. One thing I can say though, you don't be playing when you do be out there being security, bro. Cause it's like, man, I
Oh,
pulled up.
oh,
Listen,
absolutely. I
listen,
look.
y'all. Man, look, I pulled up to an establishment one day. Like I literally had just pulled up, parked my car, bagged in. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting myself together, doing my last little touch-ups. I wasn't in the parking lot for 5 minutes, man. You can't. Hey, what you about to? Hey, what y'all about to do? Y'all like sitting out here. Either y'all going in or y'all pulling off. I'm like, bro. I'm like, bro, it's me. I just pulled up, man. Like I'm getting ready to come in. I told my homeboy, like, hey, come on, man. I don't got time to deal with Brandon ass. Get your ass out the car, bro. We gotta go now.
Oh,
Fuck this.
I remember. I know exactly what you're talking about. So that specific event, the owner, I can't remember where. I can't. Where was that? It don't matter where it was. So I remember exactly what you're talking about. The owner. The only reason I was that way was because we had way too much parking. Pretty much, there was more parking lot pimping than folks inside the
Yeah,
establishment. So
already
the
knew.
so the owner was like, "Hey, Woods, clear that parking lot out. If they not coming in, they got to take that shit somewhere else." So
And I'm
yeah,
like,
the owner. Yeah,
damn. I'm like, damn, I just pulled up. Like, I'm actually going in. Like the guy near my I'm just I'm,
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
was heated. Plus, we had already broken up like 3 fights before you had showed up.
yeah, already know,
So
but
yeah,
it
I
was
was.
just like, but the thing is, like with me, I respected that. I respected that, and like I'm not a person that go out a lot. So for me to see that y'all had the parking lot on control like that, like to me that was cool. I don't give a fuck what goes on inside the club to a certain extent because it's different ways to, you know what I'm saying, like the club they go stop that. It's what goes on. It's to me it's what goes on outside for real. Outside is way more open, way more people that wasn't inside the club can be out there and all that. So it's like I definitely salute you on that part.
Oh yeah.
So like other than that, man, like name like one of the craziest scenarios or like one of the craziest things you done had to do or that you may experience is just, you know what I'm saying, being being an armed security guard or just, you know what I'm saying, like, or even just, you know what I'm saying, one of your crazy experiences with your gun, you know what I'm saying, like with guns because of the lack of knowledge of a gun that you may have not found out yet. Oh, excuse me, or all that.
Oh man, I wish I could talk about this one situation, but I can't because I'm legally under federal law that I can't talk about it. But I'm gonna inbox you about the situation though. But I can't legally. I'm bound right now not to talk about it. But I will give another situation. So I was in, where was I? Damn. Where the
I
fuck
mean,
was I?
it don't even got to be nothing too bizarre. Like just something that people that may want to get off into this that as a security guard, like what is just some shit that you got to be built for and expect to experience.
So as a security guard, you got to number one thing you got to do is not lose your cool. No matter what somebody says to you underneath a threat, if they ain't threatened you or anything, you got to be able to take your cool. One of the reasons why Flint is such a terrible place, in my opinion, to do security is because a lot of security guards are too thin-skinned. The slightest insult is the biggest insult to their ego, and they don't like that. And I personally don't like that because I ain't gonna lie, I used to be the same way. You said something slick to me, I need them hands, playboy. But going
Man,
into
I need to
but
hands,
going,
Playboy.
yeah, but once I started like getting into gun knowledge and getting into doing armed security, I realized I got to lose that thin skin and gotta grow some thick skin, man. Especially if you're gonna be in armed security. But yeah,
Yeah, because
but
do you feel like you know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like that people kind of do stuff to kind of like try to provoke y'all to, you know what I'm
absolutely,
saying, to react?
absolutely. A lot of times, what people will do, they just doing it to get a reaction out of you. Like, like that situations like that can go one of two ways. You don't react, and then you're just labeled a punk, but at least nothing goes down. You react. That's the difference between your freedom and how much money is in your account by the end of the closing of that situation. Because like if you get provoked to attack first, that'll be the difference between your freedom and your kids' trust fund being available to them when they grow up.
Right, yeah. And then that even make it look bad on the establishment and everybody too, because it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? It's like the security is always like the bad guy. I feel like it's like, damn, he the security. Why he reacting, hit him like that. Security ain't supposed to do that. But it's like at the same time though, what people gotta realize is like sometimes it's like, man, y'all actual people too. So it's like, yeah, sometimes y'all may will get provoked, bro. Like we all human, but like you say, you really got to be able to have that thick skin and be able to deal with it. Like me personally, bro, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Like that's why I'd be like, damn, how I don't see how people do it because it's like, man, I'm not gonna take too many, you know what I'm saying, too many little words. You looking at me all crazy. It's like, hey, I'm sorry. Like my I maybe I'm like as you say at the beginning of the episode and everything, you say how you mature. Like I ain't matured in that area all the way, bro. Like that's why it's like, you know what I'm saying, when they say find your lane and stay in it, I know that shit ain't my lane and I will not go in it.
Man, man, I'm telling you, when I first started doing armed security, just strictly armed security, bro, the amount of people that will try to test me just during my first, like I'll say my first 2 years doing armed security, it was just ridiculous. Like I'm literally just doing what I'm paid to do, and folks got a problem with that. And I'm like, bro, why are you trying to provoke me? Like I ain't did nothing to you. Then of course you got the peanut galleries that want to jump into shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. Like, bro, back up, bro. Like, like
Do you
I will say
feel
that,
Do you
yeah,
kind of feel? Do you kind of feel though, like with security guards and everything, being that Flint so small and everybody kind of went to school together and been around each other? Like, do you feel like people be like, "Oh, damn, I know him. I went to school to him. You know what I'm saying? I went to school with him, or I went to school with her." Is fuck them type shit. And do you feel like that kind of make people want to try security guards even more?
absolutely. It's even more ridiculous just from that. Like, if you got even one security guard on your squad that's cool with, like, let's say 69 on a good night, 69 would have 150 folks. If you got one security guard that's cool with, out of that 150, 80 motherfuckers, in my opinion, that's not good at all. Because now them 80 folks know that this guy works here, so they're gonna go to him first before they go to anybody else. And to me, that's not a good look at all, because now that one person is looked at as showing favoritism to these 80 folks, when probably out of that 80 right there, 60 of them are going to be the normal troublemakers. So yeah, it's definitely not good when you have even one person knowing the entire building's worth of folks that's in there, because it can be the
Right.
difference between a good night and a whole legal nightmare.
That that do make sense, and I feel you on that part. Like it do make it worse, like because it's like you know what I'm saying that, and that's just you know what I'm saying. Not just even that establishment, like man, that be anywhere. Like you know what I'm saying. We see it on the movies and like all that. Like you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. It's like they show it like when the security guard know a security guard. It don't even got to be 80 motherfuckers. Like let's be real. A security guard can just know one person. And all it takes is one person to
Literally.
get past, you know what I'm saying? All it takes is one person to get past, get by, and get in, and that can fuck up a whole situation. You know what I'm saying? So a security
Yes.
guard don't even got to know a large amount of people. Like one person can stop all of that shit from happening.
Yep, and that's why when I told myself I'm going to be doing armed security, I let everybody know, like, listen, if you see me doing security at such and such spot, don't ask me for no favors, don't ask me for no refunds, don't ask me for shit. At the end of the day, I work for this person. I got to do what they say, and if they say you got to bounce, hey, you got to bounce. I'm not showing
Right. Yeah.
favoritism to nobody, none of that.
Yeah, and people, you know what I'm saying, and people just really gotta, you know what I'm saying, just pretty much like, you know what I'm saying, respect that, man. So before we like kind of just wrap everything up, like, man, what are, you know what I'm saying, just like a couple laws that you feel like that people overlook when it comes to guns that they kind of, you know what I'm saying, just need to touch up on or just get themselves a little more knowledge. Cause I know you gave them, you know what I'm saying, a little tip about the little shoulder, you know what I'm saying, the little shoulder piece and that being a stocking if they, you know what I'm saying, go about and pass that law because you did say they was talking about it, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
It's still in the wind.
okay, so what's some other stuff that they should probably look out for, man?
Let's see. Oh, as far as looking out, we live well with us living in Michigan so far. Michigan is pretty cool when it comes to gun laws, but just I'm gonna go over a couple of general laws that some folks need to realize. So if
Especially
you
one thing, I don't mean to cut you off. One thing I
no, you
feel
good.
like that people really need to know is like the guidelines of the open carry law.
Okay, so the guidelines to open carry completely different from concealed carry. So open carry, you do not need a license of any kind to open carry. Open carry strictly means as long as your gun is visible to the naked eye, you can carry that. But of course, it also has to be registered under your name and it has to be legally bought. If you get caught out here with a gun that's not that they ain't got your name on it, kiss your freedom goodbye.
Okay.
Point blank. Also, open. Also, let me also say this, because open carry also means if you are no wait. Let me rephrase. Open carry only applies to when you're out in the public. So like you see me right now in the public. If I was to tell you like, hey man, I got a concealed gun on me, man, don't tell nobody. And an officer finds out I got a gun, but it ain't concealed, and he sees that I got it concealed, and he asks for a CPL, and I don't have one. That's an automatic felony under law.
Right. You pretty much it's like, you know, don't cover it up with your t-shirt, your hoodie,
You
your
you
coat,
can you
like
can
none of that.
no no don't do not cover it up in any way, shape, or form. It has to be visible to that cop's eye 24/7. And also when you're open carrying, if you're traveling in a car, you cannot carry loaded in a car if you're practicing open carry. Now,
Okay.
if you have a concealed pistol license, you can carry loaded in a car. But if you in the car with no CPL, unload that thing, and you also have to keep your magazine away from your pistol. You can't have your pistol and your magazine in the same compartment box. They got to be separate.
Hey man, what other than that, like man, so like other than that, this is what I want to know though. Like before we wrap it up too, like man, when you like cleaning people guns, like how do you like how do the process of that like really, you know what I'm saying, go? Like, is it some people that you just turn down or like or like what okay, this is what I'm gonna ask you. What'll make you be like, nah, I'm not cleaning that gun?
So if a person indicates to me that they just recently did something with that gun that they didn't do, that they shouldn't have done, I'll deny them quick. So far, I've denied well over 10 people who have tried to who actually have tried to pay me more than what I charge because they said, man, I need a rush job on this. First and foremost, I don't do rush jobs at all. Like when you go through me to get your gun clean, I'm telling you straight up, money up front, and it's gonna be a day before you get it back. If you tell me, hey man, I'll pay you this much money if you can get this cleaned and back to me in an hour or so, I'm not cleaning that, buddy. No way, no way, Jose. Not touching that.
Okay.
Yep.
But like, is it? I guess my question is, how do you decipher if somebody bringing you like a dirty gun to clean, pretty much, like, or if that's just something you don't know, you just clean it.
So when I have somebody bring me a gun, and so a lot of people don't have like handgun cases to carry their guns. So so at the very least, I'll tell people, no worries, just bring it unloaded, and I have my own carry case. So one thing I do when I get somebody gun is I automatically put gloves on. Not touching nobody's gun unless I got my gloves on, and latex gloves to be specific. So first thing I check for is a serial number. Your gun ain't got no serial number on it, it's got to go. For all my Glock lovers out here, if you bring me a Glock with a switch on it, I'm not cleaning your shit. Another fun fact about these switches: illegal, illegal, illegal. You get caught with a switch on your Glock, you looking at 15 years minimum.
Yeah.
Min- Minimum. Like that's an absolute no. Like there's a lot of paperwork for you to turn your gun to turn any gun into an automatic, because once you turn a firearm into an automatic, it changes that type of firearm. So a lot of
Okay.
folks will gonna get caught up just on them switches alone.
Man, yeah, definitely is, and I've been seeing like a lot of people been posting videos and all that on them. They better hope those videos don't get seen.
It's too late. Them videos already seen. They just waiting for the opportunity for you to step out into the open with it. That's all they waiting on. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. It's 2022. You don't think the government can't track that video? Okay, hold on. This came through YouTube. Oh, this came through this guy's channel. Let's get his name and information.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay,
yeah, that
it says here he drives a black Lexus license plate DC7624. Yeah, they gonna find you, man. That's what everybody. The government will find you somehow. They will find you. They not finna let that go, especially if it's a switch. Nah, they not letting you out in the streets that easily, man. They coming for you, man.
mm, yeah, that's crazy. But like you were saying at the beginning, man, they so used to seeing these video games, and because I want to say on Grand Theft Auto, it's an automatic pistol on Grand Theft Auto, ain't it?
Yeah, it's automatic. Yeah, it's the AP pistol to be the specific. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an
you see.
automatic.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it's like you were saying, it's these video games that got them, you know what I'm saying, that got them thinking like, yo, that's how, you know what I'm saying, that's how this need to be, you know what I'm saying? Kind of, you know what I'm saying, making it cool, you know what I'm saying? Kind of making it cool for a say, man. So shit, man. I don't know about you, man. No, we it's about that time, man. I feel like we didn't gave them. I feel like we didn't gave them enough, man. You didn't gave them you know what I'm saying. You didn't gave them a lot of knowledge. You know what I'm saying. I feel like that it was knowledge for them. You know what I'm saying. Because me personally, I learned some stuff. You know what I'm saying. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, that's how it is when people come through and kick it with Pete, man. You know, y'all never know who we may have on here. Y'all may never know what we be talking about, man. So like if people wanted to reach out to you, you know what I'm saying, for like security services, you know what I'm saying, gun cleaning and all that, how can they get in contact with you, bro?
They can contact me through my Facebook, Brandon Woods, all standard Lando, all standard spelling. So inbox me on Facebook. If you got my Twitter, I can't remember what my Twitter handle is for some reason, even though I'm on there every day. But my Instagram is ic_penguino. Just holla at me, man. Just make sure.
Ice wait, this nigga name. Icy Penguino.
So
How
so
do
hold
you
up.
spell that?
IC is spelled ICEY, and then Penguino is PENGUINO. The name came from, I was playing
Man.
I was playing Mega Man. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a ported version from overseas. And so the villains' names in Mega Man are completely different from overseas. And so, like in the American version, ours is named Chill Penguin. Over there, I see Penguino.
Oh, okay. So you just switched it up, man. So look,
Yeah.
y'all. That was my boy B.Woods, man. Like I say, man, if y'all need gun cleaning, y'all need security, iron security, man, reach out to him. Until next time, man, y'all come back and kick it with Pete, man. We out.